Hey everybody, I just wanted to do a quick demo on Oracle's pivot functions here and why I think ListAgg is far superior to the old methods. Um, I'm just going to get right into it here. I'm using recursive SQL here, and if you don't know what that is, a subcomponent of it is that I'm using a with clause to build a temporary table in memory. That temp table is only going to live for the life of this query. So I'm just using with, and then I make a select clause, and it stores it in the virtual object my stuff. So I can select right from it. So select star from my stuff. And I've built out this dummy table. And in the dummy table are two columns. So I have who and salary. So it's two different people, Fleet Mac, Lloyd Christmas, and Bobby Bonilla, and their respective salaries over time. Now my goal here is to pivot this. So I want a single row for each individual, and in that row I want a comma separated value of the different salaries. So there's a number of ways you can accomplish this. So again, the goal of this presentation is to show you ListAgg and how that works and why I think it's superior to other methods. But first I want to show you why. So because you don't know why something's good until you know why it used to be bad, right? So let's go through how I would have done this 20 years ago early in my career. I would have used something called sysconnect by path. So I would have done a select who, and then I would have put in an Oracle function called sysconnect by path, and I'm looking at salary, and I want it delimited by a comma space. And then let's name this salaries. Now, this won't really work yet because uh, I don't have a sequence number. So like I need a sequence number saying like this is Fleet Mac's first salary, this is Fleet Mac's second salary. This is Lloyd's first, second, third, and fourth salaries. Bobby's first and second salaries. If you already have that, you can use a max decode method, but I'm not even going to demo that because it's pretty manual. This more automates it. Um, and you can make this more simplistic if you already have a sequence number stored in your table. But for my example, I'm showing if you don't have a sequence number, showing how this is still possible. So we'll have to build that sequence out. So we'll do select who, salary, then let's build out our sequence number. We'll do that by doing row number, and we'll have to use partition by prior, connect by prior logic. We'll call it rnum for row num. And just out of habit, I'm going to do a count. Then we got to connect all this, right? Start with rnum equals 1. We'll connect the data so we know that the people match up. So like Fleet Mac 1 needs to equal Fleet Mac, only Fleet Mac's records, and Lloyd's need to only equal his. And we want to build logic so it goes from 1 to 2 to 3 to 4. So we'll do rnum minus 1. And prior who equals who. And what do we get? There you go. Ah, shoot. Okay. That looks kind of crappy with the initial comma. So let's ditch that. I'll just L trim it out. So there you go. All I did was get rid of this first comma space. So there you go. We've pivoted it, but that looks really messy. And I'm gonna just leave this here so you can see how much easier it is to use ListAgg. So if you know Oracle's ListAgg feature, I can't remember when this came out. I feel like it was Oracle 11, but it might have been Oracle 10. I don't really remember, to be honest, but it's really simple. So all I have to do is select who. I don't even need to show who. That's just because I want to know whose data the name is tied, or the salary is tied to. So the Oracle function is ListAgg. So I'm going to do salary within group. And this comma space is just my delimiter. That's kind of the standard that I've always used. You obviously don't have to do that if you don't want to. We'll put them in order by the salary. So you can see in this case, they're not. It goes 54 to 50 to 52. I want them to go from 50 to 52 to 54, smallest to largest. So let's name this salaries. And we need to select it from my stuff. And now this says within group. And that is going to reference the group that I specify here. So I want to group by who. There you go. It did the same thing, except for this time I sorted it. But there is one thing I'd like to enhance here. I want to get rid of those duplicates because I really don't like the duplicates. I would like this to say, in a perfect world, have one row of 1.19 million, and this to say 50, 52, 54. And that's it. I don't want to see duplicates. Like in this example, it might logically make sense, but like if you're saying like use like a stupid scholastic example of I own a store. We have shirts. The shirts come in red and blue, and you have an inventory table or something that says red, 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 blue. You might only want to know which colors you have in stock, not how many. So you would want to just say red, comma, blue. So you don't want repeat values. So how do you get rid of repeat values? The manual way would be like build a distinct set of this, and that's too clunky for my taste. Like you could say select distinct who, comma, salary from my stuff down here, and then build your list tag off of that. So you could do that, but I prefer to use regular expressions. So I'm just going to wrap my list tag statement in a regular expressions function call. So the first parameter is just going to be your list tag, and then you're going to plug in some regular expressions code that's going to eliminate the duplicates for you. So you're going to want to just make sure that you include everything, all the data from it, and start at the beginning. And you're going to include your delimiter. This here, that's your delimiter. You don't put ticks around it, nothing. That's your delimiter. So if you want a colon instead of a comma space, you would replace those two with a colon. I'm going to do this everywhere. If I could type, we'll do another set of the delimiter, whack1 plus $pipe delimiter. Then we'll do whack1, whack3. And I think that's it. We'll see. I already did as salaries. There you go. So with this one line of regular expression code, I've eliminated duplicates. So look at how simple this is. This line right here replaced all of this, well, basically all of this. It replaced almost all of that. So the ListAgg is an extremely useful function that basically does this behind the scenes. Now, something else I've done, and I can include the code in, yeah, I'll do that. I'll put the code in my description. I've actually built a function that does this, the eliminate duplicates for me. So it's something like ListAgg. I can't remember what I named it. I wrote it years ago. Like dedupe or something. ListAgg dedupe. And so I don't have to rewrite the regular expressions. That's just stored in a custom function. So I'll paste the code as to how to do that in the description of the video. But I hope this helps you because I really think ListAgg is probably the most useful function. I remember a couple of years ago, I was in an interview, like 10 years ago or something, and like one of the questions in the interview was, "What's your favorite Oracle function?" And it's like, I laughed, and they're like, "Why are you laughing?" And I was like, "Because I actually have one. I can't imagine most people have an answer to that, and I really have one." And the answer is ListAgg function. Anyway, I hope you find this useful, and yeah, happy pivoting.